Okay. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome again to the Influence Egg Laboratory, a place for leaders to grow, improve on their influence, and how they can add value to themselves and to others so that people will see them as a person of value. I'm so really excited to be here today. We are going to be using the John Maxwell book, Becoming a Person of Influence. Today is November the 1st. Happy New Month, everybody that is listening to us here and that will listen to us after this program. I'm really excited. So I'll share my screen. So here with me is Coach Tijani. Again, my name is Dr. Ayo Adenuga. I'm co-facilitating with Coach Tijani. We are John Maxwell certified leadership team. I'm a physician by training. I'm a communication and leadership coach, and I love impacting people's lives and just making them achieve their utmost desires to get fulfilled. So, Coach Tijani, can you introduce yourself quickly?
Introduce myself once again.
Quickly,
Yeah. Yes, I'm a John
briefly.
Maxwell trained. Yeah. I'm an Indian living in Qatar, and right now I'm a John Maxwell coach, trainer, speaker, as well as ICF certified, and extremely proud of it. And also behavioral analysis, sort of to understand people deeply, helping.
Thank you. Thank you, Tijani, for that introduction. So,
And you
everybody,
facilitator.
oh, sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I thought you had finished, but it had broken off. I do apologize for that. Okay, so we're going to
It's
start
okay.
off. Yes. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going on becoming a person of influence, and that's achieving your influence edge. What edge do you have over other people? Now, if you see my screen, okay, please let me know. Do you see my screen okay? Or not yet?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay,
So far,
okay,
so good.
fantastic. Okay, so far so good. Thank you. Okay, so again for this forum, we have what we want to emphasize, want to ensure that you are committed to the group. This is a transformative process. It is not a one-time event, and this is an event that as we go by week by week, you get to add value to yourself. But the way that you can really, really achieve the maximum is being committed to the group by being present every time. Even though today is you are doing it at 12 Eastern time, it will be at 9 Eastern time for the following weeks, for the next 5 weeks. So the second thing is be ready to add value to one another. Let us add value to each other as we share from our experiences and our expertise. Let's share what we have. We should be on time. Thank to everybody that came on time. Star Oti was right on time. And so I'm going to give you a kudos. Thank you for that. And then also be free from your cell phones. I get distracted sometimes with my cell phone. So everybody be free from it for this 1 hour. Let's just like tune in, lock in, and just add value. Be encouraging. Whatever anybody says doesn't matter. There's no stupid contribution. There's no stupid question. Just speak from the heart and share. And the last thing is to be willing to learn from one another. So that is one of the things I want to mention. Then from there, we'll go to the next thing. But before we go, leadership is influence, right? You can't be a leader unless you're able to influence people. And leadership even starts from ourselves. We are the first person that we should influence. You cannot influence yourself, then that's something else coming, right? So leadership is influence. It starts with us. We should be able to influence ourselves and lead ourselves. And that's what is called personal leadership. And then we should be able to influence other people. But people struggle with it. Leadership can be learned. Influence can be learned. The way we help people to do things that would go towards the common good can be learned and achieved. But there's a strategy to it. So I want to share something right now, and I shared a number with a few people. So did I stop sharing? Let me see. Okay. Fantastic. I'm going to quickly share another screen of mine. I sent this to people through, can I still see it? Hold on, I have so many things opened. Okay, many things opened, and now I think I should see it. So it's called the numbers game. And this numbers game is basically helping us to see what kind of strategy that we can employ in things. So can you see my screen, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, I sent it to people also through WhatsApp. So I'm going to set a timer, and I hope I can really do it here, whereby we're going to count like for 2 minutes for us to look at this and circle from 1 to 100. Circle from 1 to 100, and then I'm going to give you just, I think 1 minute is okay. And the time will start counting. Let me see, how can I do this without? Am I still sharing my screen? No, I've stopped sharing my screen. Hold on. Let me do the timer first.
Yeah.
Hold on. I know where the timer is. Okay, yes, I got it. So. Timer is to 1 minute. Should I give you 1 minute or 2 minutes? 1 minute.
2 minutes.
2? Okay, so 2 minutes. It starts now. I'm going to share my screen again. And if you have it on your phone or you printed it out, you can just circle it. I'm trying to okay, I can't share it once I put the timer on. I can't share but do you have it on your
We can
phone?
see your screen.
You can see my screen. I can see my
Mhm.
screen.
We can see the
Okay.
numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I can see it. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing my timer. Okay. So the timer is going on. So everybody get on and just circle. If you have what we call the annotate pen is on your screen. The annotate pen is on your screen, and you can actually use that screen. It's a green pen on the left hand side of your screen, below. So the left corner, the left lower corner of your screen, if you pick it, you can actually use it to like circle things for yourself. If you can't find it, that's okay. Okay. We have 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds.
Sorry, I wasn't able to annotate for some reason because I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But were you able to recognize the numbers? Okay. Okay, now
Some, but I didn't get 100.
okay, time is up. Okay,
Okay.
stop.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Let me go and share my screen again. Hopefully, I think I'm going to stop share
Hmm.
and then I will share again. Okay. So now in life, there is what we call always a strategy to things. Strategy in the sense that people that know the way can show you the way, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And so if you can see my screen, I'm going to draw it. If you draw a line from top down, I hope my hand is straight to join this line. Do you see me? Do you see the line? And so you can go back home and do it. And then you go back from right to left or left to right and you divide it. Now you are more focused. Before you are looking everywhere for the numbers. But now going from quadrant to quadrant, you can actually identify it. So now what happens is that if I go from my left to right and, clockwise, you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So because I've divided it into quadrants, I'm able to identify it quickly. And because I've now told you that it's from right to, you can go clockwise round, you are more focused. Is that correct? So you can see the way I'm just going 11, before you know it, 12, and I can finish in less than a minute or 2 minutes, or the time I use in finishing is less. So if I ask us today on this numbers game that, how many minutes did it take you? Or I left it for us to do. Some people will actually take up to 10 minutes. 10 minutes to finish. But when I show you the way, you'll find out that you're using less time. And that is what leadership strategy is all about. So, Kotijani, what do you think about that?
Yes. Now, to influence others, otherwise, as a leader, uh, like it's very important. It said that John Maxwell says you must know yourself to grow yourself. First of all, to know yourself, how do you grow yourself? What do you do? What is the strategy? Which path do you take? How do you know you're taking the right steps? And for that strategy, again, there can be different kinds of strategies, to influence. Sometimes people are very honest. Okay, they are honest. They've got integrity at times, and they influence others. People follow them.
Yeah.
Okay, but there are many cases again, can be sort of, they are not actually, maybe it's not kind of a manipulation. They just see the image. They see the person's image, and maybe a lot of cases, not necessarily, but maybe he's not the kind of person he actually is. Okay, he's portraying himself that way. Just maybe he would need something out of that person. And then, so they don't understand this, so they do a lot of manipulative strategies they use. But in the end, but this for finally to be really successful in life, but this kind of manipulative strategies, they don't last. So the strategies is, yeah, that's what I feel. And the different ways, of course, little steps, the strategies can be, first you have to, and position is never. Some people think I've got the position, I'll be able to influence, everybody's going to. It's
Yeah.
always actually not that. You have to build relationship. It goes stepwise. First, you have to get to know the people. John Maxwell, what he does, I talk about my own daughter. Like in Hamilton, she was teaching her teaching assistantship because she was doing. And quickly, she, in the second class, I think, she knew everybody's name. She told, when she entered the class, she said, I know your name. She said, can you tell us her names? And she said, there was so many. I asked her, because she took an effort. And moment to do this, and especially names I've seen, people connect with you. So that one-on-one connection is very important. First step for building trust.
Yeah.
And then how to build relationship.
Yes.
And then move up. Yes.
I totally agree with you. Relationship is important. Building that one-on-one connection is important. And thank you for talking about that. And that will take us to the next thing on our slide. Okay, so just a moment. Let me share my screen again. Okay. Okay, do you all see my screen? I'm going to put on slideshow. Yes, okay. Okay, I think it's going on slideshow now. It's still, do you see my screen? Okay, it's back. I think the network is slower. Okay, so now we've spoken about the strategy in leadership, or in identifying a pattern. Now, influence is leadership. the goal here for this session, this mastermind of this 5 weeks, is actually to increase our leadership influence. How do we grow in leadership? How are we able to effortlessly, without stress, influence people? Today we spoke about we are outside, we're talking to people, but sometimes it's so draining. Sister Oti spoke about being an HR. The more you become an HR, know more people, the more it's so tiring with everybody's human problem, you know. But here we're going to talk about how can we influence and lead in an effortless manner that removes the stress and the strain for us, and we can really, really enjoy a life of influence. So again, the goal of the training is to better understand what influence is all about, and then to increase your influence with other people, right? My sister, Tolu, she did mention two things. She said, I want to learn how to be a person of influence and how to also influence other people, right? And grow the influence of others. So today I want to even ask, can you put in the chat, who do you influence? Put in the chat, please, who do you influence? And you don't have to think too far. It's in our everyday life. So put in the chat, who do you influence? Let me look at okay, let me see what people are putting. I don't see anybody put anything in the chat yet. Okay, co-workers, thank you. Yes, co-workers. Please type in the chat, who do you influence? Okay, my nieces and nephews, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, Samuel. Yes, my friends, thank you. Yes, exactly. You're so right. We influence so many people, either at home, our families, our nieces, nephews, in church. We influence people all around us. Um, okay, housekeeping too, but understanding them, your housekeepers, yes, family, friends, co-workers. Yes, we influence so many people. And people feel that it's until they talk before they influence people. Whether you eat or you are drinking, we are influencing people every day. Whether we speak or we don't, even our dressing influences people. Has it happened to you before that you went to a grocery store and someone was checking out something? You were not going to buy it before, or you didn't even think about it, but because that person went to that place, it actually piqued your interest to look at it. Or before, you would have omitted something, but because they put in the center aisle where you can see it, you go and just check it out. And when you see people picking out, you'll be like, what does it contain? And then you buy it. That is sometimes influence that is not even seen or spoken about. So the next thing is in the influence lab, we've spoken about who we influence. I'm trying to change my slides. Okay, just a moment because it's stuck. Okay, good. The second question is, how do you influence other people? The way we influence people matters. Do we use force or do we use intimidation? We know in the time of the military, we had a lot of influence by force and intimidation, where they just give a decree and you do it. That's the military rule. But in your life, how do you influence your co-workers, your friends? Is it through manipulation or through position? I know that there's a lot of manipulation, parents to manipulate their children too can manipulate their parents, emotional manipulation. People that manipulate things in different ways, people in different ways, spouses with manipulate each other. It happens a lot. Or some people influence you through position. I'm your boss, so let's do this. The second thing that you're looking at is how do you influence each other's people? Is it through exchange? You give me this, I give you that. Quid pro quo. Whatever you give me, I give you. Or through persuasion. Persuasion, making the person see your point of view and moving the person from A to B. The person understands it, the person knows it, and the person now goes with you. And that is influence, being able to persuade the person to do the right thing, positive influence, right? The other thing that it does is respect. Do you also influence people through respect when they really do respect you? And you see John Maxwell smiling? John Maxwell has so many people that actually respects is what it stands for, the way it teaches, the way it interacts with people. So before I go forward, can you please put in the chat, what is your own style of influence? How do you influence other people? So before you put in the chat, the people you influence are your coworkers, your friends and everything, your nephews, your nieces. The question now is that how do you influence people? Please quickly put it in the chat. How do you influence people? How do you influence people? Let me see. What? Okay. Celta said, my students, I influence my students, but how do you do that? Do you do it through persuasion, through teaching, through how do you influence people? Because you're going to learn different ways of influence. Right now, how do you influence people? If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my other computer. Okay, sometimes acknowledging their talent. Yes, acknowledging other people depends honestly.
Mm.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That sometimes you have to combine everything. That sometimes you persuaded them, you've told them something, then you just use the hammer, the force. That's okay, yeah. So that's being honest. That's being honest in communication through love, acts of kindness. Yes. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Dijan, is there anything you want to say before we move forward?
Uh, yeah. And sometimes we don't realize we constantly influencing somebody or the other.
Mhm.
And we don't realize, that maybe one small little act, then later on the person says, oh, this is what you did for me. Like it happened with me. I said, what did I say? Because a friend of mine, she writes well. So she's a writer. Sometimes I told her, I was just to encourage her to write and then attend, participate in a writing festival.
Yeah.
And I understand when she just keep encouraging her. Of many years, she remembered, and I didn't know that I was, it was such a big, added value to her. So yeah, just to be like influence, I feel is just to be think about others. That's all.
Mhm. Yes,
Just to be
absolutely.
thinking,
Thank you.
just to be thoughtful.
Yeah, yeah. When we want to influence people, it has to be true, deep thought and being thoughtful of the other person. How does this
Mm.
add value to the other person? And so the question of like, how many people do you influence? Do we influence one person? Do we influence multiple people? If it's one, if it's many, right? It doesn't really matter. We have to be able to do it in a way that shows that we are thoughtful, we are kind, we are compassionate with other people, we give them respect, they respect us in return. And we can do that through teachable moments, just like this woman with her son, as they're going through things, she can actually teach him. I remember that recently my daughter had issues. She's a leader, in our school, and then she was having troubles with their upper leader, who is an older person. But through it, she was like, okay, what are you going to learn in this moment? What is working well for you? What can you do differently? What can you look at in others? So, in that time of communication or pain or challenge or struggle, there are still times where you'll be able to teach that person and influence them positively. And it happens to many of us as well, whereby we bring out teachable moments, not to criticize them, but to enhance their own thought process as well. And breakthrough places as well, when somebody say, yay, I've just won this, I've done that, it can still be a person of influence by what? Still helping the person to move towards their goal, right? Or catalyst times when things are difficult. How do you move into that situation and influence a positive impact for that person? So influence can be through many things. It can be through earning trust as well. It can be through different ways. And we've spoken about where do you influence people? Somebody said at work, their co-workers, some people said at home, the children, nephews, families, friends in the community. And so if you look at influence can be through many channels and to many people and at different platforms. So again, leadership is influence. With influence comes responsibility. Our influence can grow daily. Our influence with others is usually not in all areas, which is true. You can have influence in one area of one person's life. Like I have mentors. Some people would be mentors to me in terms of my marriage. Some people will be my career. Some people will be in my leadership. Some people will be in my business. So we can influence other people, and it doesn't have to be in all areas in their life. It can just be one. There's some people that we influence spiritually as well. So influence can either be positive or negative, right? And people of influence or positive influence add value to other people. We know a lot of people that influence us negatively. Media influences us negatively. Some screen influences us negatively, but we are talking about positive influence that adds values to other people. So the rest, I'm going to run through them because of time, and then we're going to have feedback from other people, what you've learned. I know I shared the video recording with us today, not video, the audio recording with us today. Please listen to it. Also read the book if you can get the hard copy. If not, the PDF, I'll send it to you through email or through your or WhatsApp. So 10 ways to increase influence. 1, integrity. 2, nurture. 3, faith. And we're going to go through all this through the week, right? It involves listening, understanding, and enlarging people. But other ways are navigation, connecting, empowerment. So those are ways we also influence people. And the last is reproduce, right? To be a person of influence, we reproduce ourselves in other people. So this goes that 80% of leaders attract followers. 10% of leaders attract other leaders, and 5% of leaders reproduce leaders. So where do you want to be in all this? Where do you think is the place of impact in all these three? You attract followers, you attract other leaders, or you reproduce leaders. Where do you want to be? 1, 2, or 3? Type in the chat, where do you want to be? 1, 2, or 3? I'm looking at the chat. Let's type in the chat. Where do you want to be? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. All 3. Well, that's true. Attract followers, attract leaders, and reproduce leaders. Okay. Where do you see yourself right now? That's another question that Kodijani is asking. Where do you see yourself right now? That's a good question, actually, Kodijani. Not even where do you want to be right now. Let's take a status, a survey of where you are. I'm going to say 3. Okay, Salty. Okay, 3. So where are you? Okay, where you want to be is 3. Where are you right now? Where do you think you are? Where do you think you are? Okay, number 1 right now. I agree. Many people are at number 1 right now, where we are trying to attract followers, and also attract leaders. So thank you for that, for those honest feedback. So the chapter 1 of our book has to do with becoming a person of influence. And one of the first things to become a person of influence is character building, sincerely. When I read this, I was touched in my heart because integrity is key in many things. Sometimes we don't feel that we have to, sometimes we say, oh, I don't lie, I'm honest and everything. But many times when people are seeing us, and I know that for me, I'll tell you something. When I have projects on at work, if I know that everybody's going to be looking at the dashboard for what I'm doing, I'll put my best into it and make sure that, oh, they need a feedback, I'll put it there. But when I feel that it depends just on me, I'm a bit more lax. I will procrastinate on that thing over and over again. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Maybe people are seeing us or they're not seeing us. We should put in the same efforts. Of course, you can prioritize which one will give the greatest reward for the company. But apart from that, you should be able to be true to yourself. Are you just leaving it because people are not seeing it, or because you really need to do it? Right? So that's something to look at. So influence begins with integrity. The foundation of trust and credibility. It is who you are when no one is watching. And it's what set the stage for meaningful impact in every relationship. That is integrity. When no one is watching, are you still doing the same thing? So the essence of integrity are in two folds. Character over gain, that's choosing what's right over what is easy or profitable. Principles over convenience, standing firm on values even when it is uncomfortable. Or the long view over immediate wins, that is building lasting impact instead of quick wins. So real integrity reveals itself in small everyday moments. And that's one of the key things you see in your participant guide I will share with you very soon, whereby it is in everyday moments. Everyday moments. So if you take care of your character, if I take care of my character, my reputation will take care of itself. So character and reputation. And integrity is an inside job. It is an inside job. It starts with self-awareness and accountability. It's not determined by circumstances or credentials or reputation, but by your daily choices. So today I want to encourage us sincerely. Integrity matters. And it's how well, and it is like, how well do I treat people from who I gain nothing? So think about it. How well do you treat people from whom you gain nothing? So take a moment to measure yourself today. You can write it down, you can speak it out, but think through it. I'll give us a moment to think through all those things. How well do I treat people from whom I gain nothing? Where I come from, they'll call it like Ojuaye. You're just trying to, please people that will give you something. Once you don't expect anything from them, you don't treat them well. So we're asking ourselves today, what do we do? Second question, am I transparent with other people? Openness and honesty build bridges, while hidden agendas create walls. Transparency matters. Do I role play depending on who I'm with? Or, when you are here, like growing up, it happened to me whereby when I'm outside, I'm one personality. When I'm in the house, I'm another personality. When I'm in church, I'm another personality. Is that you? It shouldn't be. We have to be consistent across all platforms. And one of these days, I asked my daughter, I said, hey, how am I in the house and out of the house? Is there a variance in my character? And I was relieved when she said, oh, no. But my husband thinks differently. My husband said, you're only humble outside. You're not humble in the house. I'm like, what? So, but consistency is important and it really demonstrates our authentic self. So, do I admit wrongdoing quickly? Owning up to your mistakes is important. It shows strength, it's not a weakness. In the workplace, many of them will tell us that no, don't say sorry, don't apologize for things. They teach us what to say, right? Because they want us to show strength. But still, being able to own up to your mistakes in a way that is assertive, the way that is okay, is still important rather than covering it up. Do I put others ahead of personal agenda? Servant leadership means prioritizing collective good over self-interest. So today, pick one question that challenged you the most, sincerely. I would ask that later. Pick one question that challenged you the most. What small action can you take this week to grow in that area? In these questions of integrity that we've asked, which one question challenged you the most? And so going forward, this is by Abraham Lincoln. while I lay down the reins of this administration, I want to have one friend left, and that friend is inside of me, integrity. Okay? So again, integrity builds trust, and so you have to be consistent in your integrity. It builds trust and it builds influence. And that is the formula, really. The benefit of integrity is trust. Again, reflect. Do people trust you? Why or why not? And so you write down one behavior you can change this week to strengthen trust in your teams, families, and classroom. So I'm going to stop here, right? Why? Because I want us to be able to have time for other things. This is about the last slide, really. I think the next one is a thank you, hopefully, because I want us to be able to talk. Okay, this is another slide, but I won't talk through it so much because time is fast spent. I can always share this with us. And this is trust leads to influence. So model what you teach, motivate through examples, mentor others to grow, multiply your impact. But I want us to be able to ask ourselves different questions, right? And so I'm going to stop share and we're going to go into asking ourselves the questions we asked before, which is, what would we gain from this and how can you really, 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 really influence other people? Okay. Hold on a moment. I want to end the show. Okay. Good. So, question for everybody. And I want us to be able to, so this one is an interactive session. I don't want people to be quiet. You need to talk. But I'll start with Coach Dijani. What's your take on integrity? What's your take and which one resonates more with you in all the things we've spoken about?
It's about being it's being very honest. Okay. And there were some things that were just when you were sharing, those some thoughts came to my mind. It's to me, I feel, instead of trying very hard to do things, big things, improving, focusing on very bigger things to do very well, and in the process, neglecting the little things. So paying a lot of attention to small things, improving on small little things, and be consistently improving on those. That will really that's very very important to to stay on track actually. Then you build a character. So character building is essential. Yeah, character is very very important part for integrity. Yes.
Is absolutely. Thank you for saying that.
And in leadership and business, after all, we are all of you are working here. We're all professionals. How to apply that in a workplace?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But I have a
So,
question.
yes, please.
Not question, something to this. Yeah, like when you mentioned that we are different in different places. At home, we are different. You know. So, why do you think so? Why do you think so? We do this.
Okay, let me ask somebody in the panel. Can
Yes,
someone answer
yes.
that question? Why do you think that we are different outside the house and in the house? Why?
Different environment.
In different environment, exactly different in workplace, we are different, in church, we are different, in the playground, we are different. When we are with our classmates. Recently, I went for a reunion and I met people that we went to medical school together way back. The way I was interacting was different. Different. So can somebody tell us why is it that we are different in different environments?
I think there's a difference, how do I say this, between behaving differently as an act, because sometimes we behave differently out of falsehood versus based on environment. Because the fact of the matter is, the way I will behave with my best friend I might act like a fool with my best friend. It's going to be different from how I'll behave at work as somebody who is a leader. You have to, you can't just be behaving like a fool. You have to, because not everybody has that understanding. In fact, even if at work, there are some people you relate with differently. That person you've been working with for 10 years, who you guys have a different understanding. You might talk differently with that person. You might not say as many words with that person versus somebody who just started last week. You guys don't have an understanding yet. So your behavior will change based on that. But when we're talking about behaving in a falsely versus out of wisdom differently, it's because I read something, whatever, or I heard that fear of abandonment makes us people please. You know, we don't feel safe in a lot of places, so we behave differently. You know, I remember I was talking to a friend, and I was like, I'm not always the most quote unquote jeje person. Some people will be like, you're so gentle, Tolu, you don't say anything. But whereas at work, I'm like, I'm fire because I have to be fire at work. You know, I can't be the most gentle. I have to be very, very assertive. So at work, they're like, wow, you're feisty. Whereas at, let's say at church, I might be more gentle, you know, because I'm like, I have to be spirit sister, you know. But it's because, unfortunately, it's this difference. If you feel safe, honestly, you have to really, really accept yourself as you are. Love yourself as you are and believe that you know what, no matter where you are, even if people don't like the way you present yourself, everybody will be okay as long as it is good value. You know, when you speak the truth in love, when you are kind, when you do what you need to do, it doesn't matter where you are, you can present as authentic. You don't have to worry about what people are thinking. You don't have to worry that they will abandon you. You don't have to worry that they will not like you. We need to stop worrying about people not liking us. I think that's what makes us present differently, different places, because we are worried they might not like us. That's my thought.
Thank you so much. I really like that. And I like the fact that you mentioned that you need to like yourself. And you need to realize that, because sometimes the world feels like, oh, you're faking, or things like that. So there are two different things. Realizing that you are different things in different environments. Now, we are not talking about, there are two things. There's character and there's the act. You must be honest and truthful in every situation. Wherever you find yourself, the values are the same: integrity, respect, kindness, love. You can't be brutal. Some people in the house, they are very mean to people. Then outside of the house, they are very nice, right? When growing up, sometimes we see parents like that, whereby the father will be so horrible in the house, and outside you see the person, behaving so. We're like, what? This is not who I know. My sister will tell you, my brother, I think there was a job he had in the past, and it was with the federal government, and they had to tell him that they are going to check with his family member, right? So he called me, they might be reaching out to you to find out some things, so expect a call. They want to make sure that who you say you are is you are in the house. And truthfully, because in the house, there might be no abandonment, there might be nobody to judge you, to push you out. We ourselves. So in that yourself, is it your true self, or being kind, honest, compassionate, respectful, person of integrity? You're not stealing somebody's things, taking somebody's things. Who are you? Then there's another part of us that we need to realize. As an immigrant person, there's something called code switching. I just did a cultural intelligence workshop, or I participate in the workshop, and it's called code switching, whereby the way I'm talking to you now is not the way I talk at home. I actually, talking at home, I'm talking in almost my Nigerian English accent, and when I get to work and I meet other people, the way I talk is different. And that doesn't mean that I'm faking it. That just is called
No.
code switching. You just behave differently, right? The way I would dress at home is different from the way I would dress when I'm going to church or when I'm going to work. So it's called code, and you have to realize that that's an act and not a value, not an integrity, not a self-value. So, Coach, I hope I was able to answer your question, and I just love the input that my sister Tolu just gave us. That you have to love yourself. You have to realize that you have to be different things in different places. You can't be your mushy, mommy self in the house and take
I
that
think,
outside to
yeah,
work. Yes, you have to really show up for the role
yeah.
that you need to take up. Yeah.
But sometimes I think mostly why what I feel is for different environments, because we feel maybe that environment expects me to do this way. To
Mhm.
meet the expectation of the environment, maybe to meet the expectation of the person in front of me, you know. So that's why we behave. Yeah, but then also meeting the expectation must keep certain definitely integrity always. You know, how are we doing that? Of course, need to meet the expectation in your office when you're going. They want to do something. We
Yeah.
need to do that, but with integrity.
Mhm.
Yeah, she says something very nice to me
Yeah.
about we should love ourselves. And a lot of time, that's a self-talk we do.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
people don't like me. Yeah, I had a lot of this. I keep reminding myself. It's that means we are actually, I mean, reducing our own self-worth
Mm. Mm.
by talking that
Yes.
way. The self, yeah,
Yes. Thank you.
good point
So
shared.
yeah. So Sister Oti, what's one thing that jumped out to you in the model that we've just spoken about? Either what you read or the slides that I just showed. What is one thing that resonated with you? You can unmute yourself, and then we'll go to Samuel as well. Sister Oti, are you still there?
I was thinking of, yeah, I'm here. I was thinking about it from actually, I was thinking about it from a question perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Is when you ask the question around where are you in on that spectrum, the 1 to 3
Mm-hmm.
that you presented. The question that I asked myself is, I was like, I don't even know if I'm anywhere on this thing. That's one. And then the second thing that I asked myself though was, um, does one set out to influence people? Or is this just a thing that happens as you naturally lead your life? So that was my reflection as you were speaking. Like, is it something that you intentionally set out to say, hey, I'm going to be influencing people? Or is this just something that comes out of, it's like it naturally comes out of, like, if you're not in a position of quote unquote leadership, right? Is it something that just comes out of how you generally conduct yourself and how you lead your life? Like when you're talking about integrity and you're talking about um oh, there's something else that you said. But
That's a good
that was just my reflection, my
Yeah.
question to myself as we were talking.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I can
Yeah,
easily answer that. But I can go to Jenny. Do you have anything to say to that? Then I'll top it up.
yeah, yeah. I would just to remind who answered the question. OT,
That's
right?
Sister Oti. Yes, that's it.
Sister, yeah. The Dr. Ayush began today's session with saying that once that line, that it can be learned. It's not that automatically we are doing, or that it can be learned. Influence and leadership can be learned. It's not that we're born with leadership qualities. Some people maybe, but if you're not, it can be learned.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
is it right? What do you feel?
Yes, it can be learned, and there are different processes in becoming a person of influence. And we want to get to the top. So there's the first level, which is the permission level. So you can write this down. The permission level, or the first level is the position, rather,
Person,
the position level.
position.
So
Mm.
position is, oh, you have been made a manager, you are the HR manager, you are the parent in the house, the wife in the house. That's a position, right? You are a sister, you are a worker in church, and people would listen to you because you have that position. You are employed for that position. Oh, this is my manager, they'll listen. This is my HR, they'll listen. That's number one. The second level is the level of permission. That means they like you and they'll obey you because they like you. OT is my manager. I like her. So I will look at her emails. I will attend to her requests. At home, my mom, this is my mom. I love my mom. And then I will do what she tells me to say because I want to please her. I want to make sure she's not sad. I want to make sure that her needs are being met. I want to make, do you understand? So that's a level of influence whereby you're able to influence them based on your position and your relationship. That's permission. Then the other one is reproduction. What you do or production, that's another P. So I'm talking about the P, position, permission, production. What you have done. Oh, Oti is just a wonderful person. She's an HR manager. I like her because she gets me, she understands me. Then she reproduces. Oh my God, when she's on the move, she reproduces, she closes her queues on time, she does the things she's supposed to do. They respect you. So when you talk, they know you're talking sense and they want to do what you're saying. Oh, this person is learned. She knows what she's doing. She knows how to close the book. She knows everything about it. And they will do it because when you're saying, oh, you have an issue, okay, do A, B, C, and D, they will follow it because they know that you have produced in the past. That is another influence. Then the other one is now going to reproduction. And then the last one is the influence part. And that's mentorship, right? Whereby you're able to mentor people, you start mentoring people in your workplace, and they can see that, oh, your leadership skills, you're also pouring it into other people. You are helping them to grow. You're helping them to do the things they're supposed to do. So you're not just interested in them doing well at work. You're now interested in their personal life. So, for instance, you are not just reproducing and doing things well. You're also able to help other people achieve their goals. Then the last part, which is that everlasting influence, is people, you really pouring out yourself into other people. So that way, you are achieving global impact, either through one person or through many people. Even what some people say that work yourself out of a job, that means you've trained somebody to be so good that you are ready for the next level. So that is the way. It takes years. The highest level of leading leaders and reproducing yourself and putting yourself into other people is the highest level, but it takes years to achieve. But it can be learned and it can be achieved. I remember when I put YouTube videos on, some people, and I will stop for a while. Some people say, you've not seen your YouTube videos. They're always looking out for it. Whatever I'm going to say, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, they were looking out for it. But guess what? I stopped producing it. Everybody has a place of influence. Everybody has what to say and people that they're going to move to the next level. But it takes consistency. It takes courage for us to be able to achieve those growth that I want to see in other people. So did that answer your question well?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
fantastic.
then the one sentence, we take it very casually, but it has a lot of meaning, like walking the talk. When you're walking the talk, if you're talking something to do it at show, then automatically people will trust, unless, practicing what we're preaching, that is. Right? I
Exactly.
mean, when we're doing it, showing it ourselves, gradually people will get influenced to learn something
Yes,
consistently. Yeah.
exactly. And that's mentorship. People see what you're doing, they'll follow you because they now trust that you do it well. Yeah. So thank you. This has really been a very, very nice interactive session with us. I promised that was going to be between 60 minutes and 90 minutes. We are almost there right now, but we want to use the last moment for you to talk about what are you going to use, because next week we are going to ask you in terms of influence and in terms of integrity, what is one step you're going to take next week? What are you going to do next week? What are you going to implement throughout this week? That when we come back next week, say, oh, this is what I did, differently in terms of integrity. It can be at home, it can be at work, it can be anywhere. So please let us know. Please unmute and speak, or you can type in the chat, either one.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, please.
Before I go on, what I'm going to do for next week, what I want to say is one of my key takeaways. There's been a lot. Something that Coach said. I'm paraphrasing. Influence should. I'm very paraphrasing. Should be based on thinking about the other person, about loving the other person. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of times we want to influence people for our own selves because we want to be loved, we want the power, we want the prestige, we want whatever. We want people to call us, oh, what a wonderful leader, what a wonderful person. It's not about the other person, it's about us. So that's really, really where, and when you start thinking about the other person, you end up influencing you do things, you know, to help that you're thinking about that person. How can I help the person move forward? How can I, help the person break through? How can I teach the person? How can I be a good catalyst?
Mm-hmm.
And you automatically start being a leader in that person's life. Like
Yeah.
Sister Oti was saying, how do and you start learning, like, how can I be a better person for that person
Mm.
also? But that's one thing I'm going to try to, how can I be a better person for other people, you know, so that if I love myself enough, I'm able to speak the truth because I'm not worried about my feelings. I'm not worried that this person's going to leave me, that this person's not going to like me. It's all about me when we start worrying and we're feeling abandonment. So what I'm going to try to do for my next week is, how am I going to love myself better? What am I going to, I'm going to make sure I'm reading. For me, I'm a person of faith. So reading the scripture more, you know, finding out what God says about myself so I can love me well. So that as I love me through the love of God, it will pour into other people also. I can love other people more effectively. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm going to try to do for myself.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because if you don't like yourself, you can't love other people. You can't like other people sincerely. And that's why even for some motivational positive psychology people, they'll say, tell yourself, I like myself. Not out of selfishness, but if you don't like yourself, and even the Bible says, love others like as you like yourself. If you don't like yourself, you can't like other people. You have to like yourself. I was asking somebody recently, she was speaking so well. And I was like, oh my God, I love the way you speak. She said, oh, one of the things she heard recently is that you have to like your voice. You have to like your voice, like listening to your voice for you to be able to speak to other people who would like it. If you don't like I don't like listening to my voice sometimes, but I have to change that. I have to like myself. I have to like my voice. I have to like the way I speak and improve on it so that other people can accept and I can impact other people better if I can use that word. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I agree. So two things you're going to do is thinking through how can I be a better person for other people and loving yourself through scripture. Fantastic. Sister Oti.
Um, I'm I slow process. So um and I think in questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about I'm thinking from the about loving myself, and I think one of the things that I'm going away from here with is really what is practical love for myself as somebody who I because I'm a person who is like everybody has said, I'm a person of faith, and my faith is like it's the core of who I am. It's everything. It's the basis of who I am. So I would say I'm a person of integrity, but that also means that I stretch myself thin, meaning that I will go over and beyond for everybody because I've said I'm committing to something, and then my own things suffer and I burn. So this week, What am I going to do about that? It's going to be difficult because it will mean that I might have to say some no's that I'm struggling to say no to, like I'm struggling to say. But it will be the more authentic, it will be the thing of integrity to do,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's just the first thing. But again, I'm still processing.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Fantastic. That's a very good one, Sincere. I love that. Setting healthy boundaries and being able to say no. And many of us are afraid to say no, but there are ways, and we're going to teach it later, practical ways of communicating no without the other person feeling bad. So tact is the ability to communicate a point without making enemies, right? So how do you say no to the other person? Oh, I really appreciate that you value me enough to invite me for A, B, C, and D, or for me to work on your team. I appreciate it, but right now I don't have the bandwidth. Can we do it some other time? So you are giving another option. Or I'm not able to come, but I could check for you if another person could do this. Or I don't have the funds right now. Maybe next month will be a better time. Or have you asked this? Or provide that resources. Or I can point you to where the resources are, right? So what people would do in assertive skills and healthy boundaries is being able to say, sorry, I can't do it right now, or I cannot do it at all. However, I can point you out to resources that can help you. That way, the person is not feeling rejected, dejected, and oh, she's always like this. No, no, no. So I love what you said. Healthy boundaries is okay. And there are also some kind of strategies and communication strategies that you can save whereby you're not making enemies because some people you've been doing well all this while though. It's just that no, they're going to hang on to. When I needed her most in my life, she said no. Which is not the case. So we'll talk about it as we go on. We're going to share a lot of communication tips. As leaders, we want to make sure that we communicate for influence. That even when you say no multiple times, people still love you for who you are, respecting those boundaries, but having the resources to move forward in their own lives, knowing that you've also empowered them to do what they're going to do. So thank you, thank you, thank you for this fantastic time. Good journey, okay? A round up for us.
Yeah, yeah. That's just one word. Student OT, sister OT. And like you said, it's going to be difficult. You said that, right? You go what you were planning to do, and now take action. So, do you think it's was really a little bit difficult? So, what would you like to use the other word? I'm coaching you. You said it will be difficult to do whatever action you're planning to take. So, do you think it's really difficult, or which other word do you think you should use instead of that, so that you're able to take action?
Yeah, I get it. So, what she's saying is the fact that you put that it will be difficult to do, your brain is already
Difficult.
telling you that, oh, this is going to be difficult. But she wants to replace that difficult with maybe another word that it might be
Another word.
challenging or it might be concerning. What other word can she use, Coach Tijani?
What else would you like to use? Easy. So that how yeah.
Maybe I can
So that
say
how
it.
if you
Yeah,
say
Might not be as
yeah,
easy.
yeah. It might not be easy. It doesn't come naturally to me to do
Yeah,
that, right? Okay,
exactly.
so I'm
all
gonna push
right,
myself a bit more.
then possible,
Yes, that's another word. Yes.
possible,
So
yeah,
we're thinking
Possible.
about
Okay.
positive
Positive
words.
words.
or thinking of
Yeah,
positive
yeah, yeah,
words.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Automatically we start. Yeah,
Mhm. Fantastic. So thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. We have just one more minute. I really value your being here and your contribution. This has very been impactful. Next week is going to be at 9 a.m. and all of us will be here. The same Zoom link. I'm going to share the participant guide with you that you can fill at your own time using the book. We are going to chapter 2 and 3 next week. And so please I'll send you a PDF as well and the audiobook that I sent to you. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye.
yeah. Bye. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Sister
Thank you,
Jyoti
ladies.
and Joel.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Thank you,
too.
Doc.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sister Oti.
Thank you, Sister Toru. Bye.
Bye.